Freeing the Nairobi River from garbage might seem like a never-ending battle. The name Nairobi comes from Kenya's Maasai tribe and means cool and refreshing water. But these days, the cool waters are littered with refuse. Concerned residents from the nearby slum no longer accept the environmental disaster right at their doorstep.
When we were young, the river wasn't as dirty, so we decided to clean it. In the past, we went swimming in the river, but that's not possible anymore because the water quality has changed. We want to try to return it to the way it used to be.
Lydia Wamboy is one of about 70 residents from the Korogocho slum in eastern Nairobi who works with the organization Comp Green Solutions. They've dedicated themselves to protecting the environment. Wamboy knows that the pollution in the river is now threatening those who live there.
The water of the Nairobi River has become dangerous. The children play there, and because they have nowhere else to swim, they also go into the water. But it's full of unhealthy stuff, and the children get diarrhea and skin diseases.
Kenya is suffering from more frequent droughts due to climate change. People here depend on the river for water. They use it to wash their clothes and irrigate their fields. The Kenyan authorities have been slow to react to the pollution problem in the river. The residents there feel they've been left to deal with it on their own. Frederick Okinda, the chairman of Com Green Solutions, felt that way too. He decided to take advantage of a rare visit by a government representative.
We are not cleaning the river because we want recognition. We're doing it because we want to. When the governor started to recognize our work, we had already started doing it. You see this rubbish that we've collected here? We've asked for machines to collect it, but they never come. We wanted to raise concerns. I understand that there are challenges to get the equipment that you're asking for. But as Director of Environment, I'll make an effort to get those resources we have to you young people.
The activists are still waiting for the government to finally keep their promise. At the river, the main source of the pollution is clear. In the adjoining slums, there's no system in place to collect garbage.
We don't have any specific collection point for the garbages. So people inside the community, they just collect their garbages inside there. At night, when we are not around, they're just dumping them into the river.
And because only half of Nairobi's more than 4 million residents are connected to the sewage system, wastewater is pumped directly into the river, untreated.
What is the responsibility of the county government here in Nairobi? I think is to work on the sewer lines and at least to make sure that they are not being directed into Nairobi River, so that we might bring back the life of the river.
But the Nairobi River's life is already being compromised at its source, which is located in the Ondiri wetlands in the western part of the Kenyan capital, around 50 kilometers from the Korogocho slum. The wetlands are the only peat bog in the country. They're vital for the binding of climate-damaging carbon dioxide. But in the former bird sanctuary, there are hardly any animals left.
The pollution starts right from here because it is now surrounded by greenhouses. Those who have done greenhouse farming know that it is chemical intensive. People use copious amounts of fungicides and pesticides in order to protect their crops. From where it breaks, you can see that the water is already polluted, and by the time it reaches Nairobi, it is a completely toxic river.
People like Naftali Mungai and his team are trying to save the river at the source, and they're getting a helping hand from Mother Nature herself.
We are planting bamboo trees along this wetland. They are very good trees when it comes to sipping in the metals that are coming out of the greenhouse farming.
Freeing the wetlands of poisons and filth is essential if they want the wildlife to return. Now, the government has to keep its promises.
The government seems to be in slumberland when it comes to coming up with policies that are serious about conserving Nairobi River. And you see how we treat our rivers is a reflection of who we are as a society. When I look at the amazing team of volunteers we have at Friends of Ondire Wetland, and when I hear about other community groups downstream, I see a lot of hope.
The river cleaning projects are continuing in Korogocho slum. Kenya's citizens are developing an awareness for keeping the environment clean. The Dandora waterfalls are located a few kilometers downstream. Resident and environmental activist Clement Ochieng wants to make this part of the river picture perfect again.
Our dream with the waterfall is to create an opportunity for our youth and for the society to get a change that is naturally desired for them. We believe this place can actually accommodate so many local and even international tourists.
The people of the Nairobi River have taken on the challenge and want the river to once again be worthy of its name. Nairobi, cool and refreshing water.